Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. This week, I want to take you behind the scenes to show you and share with you what is going on behind the journey or behind the scenes of this journey that I'm on, building a business while being a working mom to a toddler. The challenges that we face in this journey is definitely on a league of its own. Not to say it's more difficult, but just definitely unique. And I haven't found a lot of resources out there that candidly shares or tells you the sort of emotional roller coaster that comes with this journey. As much as I talk a lot about holding the vision and holding the belief and really leaning into the beliefs, which is all so relevant, and that is the foundation of building a business in general, but even more so building a business while juggling motherhood, while juggling a career. And the other part of it that I really want to share as well is that even with the belief, even with the vision that is so clear to you, it doesn't discount the fact that on a day-to-day basis, as you're building the business, as you're doing the work, a lot of it is also navigating through the limiting beliefs, navigating through self-worth things that come up on a day-to-day as you're doing the work, and all of the emotional turmoil that comes with motherhood, with entrepreneurship, with working a career, with working with people, and all that sort of thing, and even relationships, right? And in this past week, I definitely found a lot of new energies that have come into play, and I definitely have come into this week with a lot of new intentions and with knowing that there will be new challenges on the horizons, and really preparing myself to navigate through them and knowing that I have what it takes to navigate through them. And that is a place that we all want to operate from. And I want to share with you how I got to this place from this past week and what has happened behind the scenes. And so I came into last week feeling absolutely golden. I felt like I was very clear on the vision that I have, the people that I wanted to serve, the transformations that I want to provide to my clients. And I came into last week just feeling absolutely motivated and felt like on top of the world. And it wasn't long until I felt like the clarity that I had really fell apart. Like I felt like it didn't feel very clear anymore. I felt like I wasn't even sure who I was showing up for anymore and what kind of transformations I wanted to provide anymore. Not because I didn't want to provide the transformation that I decided that I wanted to give previously, but it was more so that I felt that it wasn't enough. I felt like it was a transformation that is already available out there, and that and this is the exact thing. So in the previous week, I was very clear as to what it was that I stood for in my business, what I stood for in terms of who I wanted to serve, how I wanted to serve them, and the transformation that I want to provide. And so it really took me off guard when suddenly, when I sat down on my laptop last week and started to do some work in the business, all the clarity that I felt just seemed to have dissipated. Like it just went away. And I wasn't too sure what was going on. Like everything that I was so clear on what I wanted to deliver, what I wanted to deliver that week just wasn't there anymore. And so I started feeling really stuck, and this funky energy started to come into to the energy of my business, of my life, and just my whole, it just consumed me for the entire week. And I just wasn't too sure whether I wanted to even continue anymore, because not just in the business, but everything else in life started feeling very consuming. And this is something that is normal, that does happen in the journey. As much as you automate, as much as you plan, and as much as you become organized in going into the week to week, there will be pockets of time, there will be points in time where all of your systems and structures and support gets called into question. And I really want to reassure you here, because when this happens, It's not because everything that you have done so far hasn't worked. It's that it has worked, and that now you have ascended to a new level where the level that you were at before, you are getting comfortable in it. And so the universe is basically pushing you to that next level, wanting to ascend you to another level. And so it calls everything into question. Any clarity that you had or anything that you were sure of before was suitable for that level that you were on. But now that you're on a new level, it's calling you to go deeper into who you are. It's calling you to go deeper in what you believe, telling you to go deeper in how you can show up in who you are. And that was really the essence of it. Previously, when I experienced this kind of shift in energy where I felt like I was on top of the world one week, and then the following week, I feel like I had lost everything in terms of my clarity and all that sort of thing. I always viewed it from a point where, why is this happening to me again? Why is it that I can't hold on to the clarity? Why can't I hold on to the faith and belief that everything is working out for me? And why can't everything just settle down and coast for a little while? And I've just come to accept that for me, when that happens, it just means that I'm ascending a lot quicker, that I'm going up to the next level and the next level a lot quicker. And so I just needed to get myself used to the discomfort. And I find that this is the journey of a lot of new stage entrepreneurs and people who are in the beginning stages, especially treading through the middle. It feels like we're not actually getting anywhere. It feels like we're navigating through the mud. We are getting our hands dirty and doing all the work, showing up consistently, not seeing the results. But it's not because we are staying still. It's not because we are moving slowly. It's because we are moving so quick, and we are going to the levels up and up and up on such a rapid pace that it feels like we keep getting knocked down to the level before, whereas that isn't true at all. It's because we are going up to new levels all of the time. We're getting up to new levels so quickly that it feels like we are constantly learning. We are constantly behind it. We're constantly not knowing, and we're constantly just facing challenges. And that is the nature of entrepreneurship, especially in the early stages, especially when we are learning, especially when we are trying to find our place in the world, trying to take up the space that we are meant to take up. It is a learning journey. And so when I did the reflective work and really deep dive into what it was that I was being called to get deeper into, surprise, surprise, it went back all the way to childhood again. And for me personally, this week, it was all about comparisonitis, comparing myself to others, comparing my success to others, my journey to others, my failures even to others, and really seeing it from the point of view of, this is the work that I'm here to do. It's not so much to share that with the rest of the world, but it is for me to really peel back the layers and really move through that energy, or move through that shadow and trauma, if you want to call it, of being compared to others. And so that comparisonitis energy was something that I needed to reconcile with. And being compared to others didn't feel comfortable to me, and I doubt it feels comfortable to anybody. But I needed to reconcile that, because personally for me, what came through for me, and hopefully this serves you, is that being in business, being a business owner who's a service provider, who is calling in clients, very naturally, the clients that you call in, or the prospects that you have in your audience, in your lead pool, is naturally going to compare you to other service providers and other business owners. And that is the nature of things. And so I needed to reconcile that and really get comfortable with the discomfort of being compared to different people, and really come down to it not being about me. And it really took me back to this one particular experience as a child where I was constantly compared to one of my cousins. And if you're from an Asian household, this it will resonate with you so much. Is that every time the exam results were out, or there was a school competition, it's always me and this one particular cousin and his mother who would compare our results all of the time. And that was always the topic of our reunion dinners, which at the time, like, I couldn't understand why she was doing that. And I couldn't understand why it felt so icky at the time. And it wasn't until now that I had to navigate through this that I reconciled the meaning behind everything. And so it wasn't about me, it wasn't about my cousin, it was really about her, what she needed to feel at the time. She needed what she needed out of comparing me to her son. And so what that really reconciled for me in this point in time is that being a business owner, being a entrepreneur who is a service provider, who have offerings and products out there for people to buy, is that your audience, your lead pool, is naturally going to compare you to other business owners, other offerings, other products that are out there in the market. And that is just a natural thing to do. It's not about the value that I provide, it's what resonates with them most at the time. It's about who they're able to connect with more, whose story they're able to resonate with a lot more, and who that they think they can get what they need out of. And so once I came to that place, everything just became clear again. And I stopped comparing myself to others. I stopped benchmarking myself against others, and I started doing my own work. And so the clarity just came. And once I reconciled that, once I just moved through that particular experience and that particular feeling, it felt like the clarity just came back. It's incredible how quickly it can just resolve. And it really comes down to how you want to view a certain experience, how you want that particular experience to work in your favor, in your journey now. And the belief that you want to hold around that experience and how that gets to propel you and move you forward to the vision that you want to build. And that is what I touched on in the last episode. It is that it really is about your perspective, about how particular experiences and particular realities that you have in your life now, how that gets to be a stepping stone to the vision that you want to create, instead of being the one stone that is probably going to trip you up to your vision. So the only difference is perspective. The only difference is your mindset. And because I was navigating through that in the business, naturally, I spent a lot of time and energy in the business. It really consumed me. So naturally, I didn't balance the other pillars of my life very well. I definitely felt like I neglected it. And so it didn't feel very good, even though at the end of the week, I felt like I navigated through the challenges in my business and the business was taking off again. I definitely came out of it feeling good in terms of the business, but not so great on the other things that I seemingly have neglected. And it's not to say that I didn't show up to them. It's just that I didn't show up to them as fully as I could. I didn't enjoy the week as much as I could have. And so that was a really great reminder for me that our dreams, our visions isn't just in one pillar of our lives. It isn't just about building that dream business. It isn't just about having that dream body. It isn't just about having that one relationship that we're nurturing. It's a wholesome harmony of everything it is that we want to experience in life. Because at the end of the day, if I projected this into the future and my business is making all of the money that I want it to make, and I've called in all of the wealth that I want to call in, it means nothing if I have neglected my family, if I have neglected my health, or neglected the relationships that I have in life. I went to visit a girlfriend the other day who just had a baby, and we had such a great time just talking about the present moment. There was very little focus on what we want to build for the future, what we wanted our future to look like, what our past was like. It was all the conversation revolved around our current experiences. I remember leaving feeling very wholesome in that a lot of what we focused on was what was relevant to us in the moment. And that was a reminder for me that a lot of the impact, a lot of the desired feelings, the freedom, the abundance, the value that we want to provide, a lot of it we can experience in the now if we choose to do so. Like, we don't have to wait for certain conditions to be perfect or certain things to be in place in order for us to feel the way we want to feel. I went to visit a girlfriend recently who just had a baby, and I remember leaving that conversation feeling so wholesome because the entire time we only talked about what was in the present, what we are experiencing in the now, everything that we are enjoying and loving about our current experiences as a mother, as a woman in the modern world, and all the support that we get to have. And there was very little focus about what we want to call in the future, what the future is going to look like, or the challenges that we're going to face, because it's not that it didn't exist, it does, but it's just that there is so much to be grateful for in the moment. And there is so much to experience in the present, the good things, the great things that we can focus on if we choose to. And so that was a really great reminder for me as well, that when we feel overwhelmed in the pursuit, in building our future, it really is a calling for us to divert our energy, to refocus and reconnect with our values, and be in the present moment with the people that we love and the values that we want to feel, the feelings that we want to feel, because it is definitely possible to feel the freedom and abundance to deliver the impact that we want to deliver in the now, because it's not about one or the other. It's not about just the future or just the present. It is about balancing the both of them, because the future is exciting. There's certain experiences that we want to experience. There's certain goals that we want to achieve, but the present is the only moment that is guaranteed. So really important for us to remember to live and to experience everything that we have in our current reality. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I had so much fun recording it because it felt like I was just talking to a friend. And I really just wanted to demystify this whole journey of building a business as a working mom and all the challenges that comes with it, because it can look like everything is rosy daisies on the outside, but there's definitely a lot of difficulties and challenges that we are navigating through in behind the scenes. And it took me a long time to understand that it is part and parcel of this journey. And it doesn't mean that when you're going through difficulties that, it's a sign that you need to either give up or change directions, or that it's not meant for you. But those challenges are there for us to take our power back and step into that next level us to get closer to that vision that we want to build for ourselves. So thank you for joining me, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye, guys.